guys, it's the Frankie and Michelle show.
The show that came about when Frankie wanted to cancel me because she thought I was a rich bitch.
That's a story for another day, but check us out on Insta at Frankie and Michelle.
On today's show, we're going to talk about the 5 things that we've learned during the shitty year that has been 2020.
So usually I start the conversation.
But Frankie didn't write a list, so
No.
I'm going to start the
I have
conversation.
no
'cause
idea what I'm going to
list.
say.
So if anybody hasn't worked it out yet, I'm the biz and Frankie's the personality. So I'm the list maker and Frankie brings the stories.
So let's start with you. What's
Okay.
your 5?
So the biggest thing for me was this year, when COVID hit, I had to sit down and recalibrate and pivot. And mine was creating the life I want for when my children leave the nest. I need to start creating that now because I do not want to be standing around looking at my husband and like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing here? I needed to create my life that I want, that I had that vision. And for me, it was starting 2020. This is it. I've got to get it done.
Right.
Yeah, so starting my business, writing my second book, starting this podcast, all the fun things that I want to do for me, this is the year that for me to start doing those things.
Shit.
Is that same as you?
No. Well, I guess for me, 5 learning curves was me trying to be a better person.
Yeah.
The other thing to maybe not peeing on the bedroom floor. No, I'm
No,
joking.
I know.
Can we start that again? We're not going to put that in there. No, I think for me was learning how to be a better person, being okay, getting my mental health right.
So how have you've mentioned that in a few shows, how are you getting that right?
I get up and go for a walk every morning.
Yep. Is it routine?
Yep, routine every morning at 5 o'clock. I get up, I do half an hour to 45 minutes of Pilates, and then I go for a walk with my husband every morning for about 45 minutes, and that prepares me for my day.
Yep.
And then other things, I just do me.
Okay.
I was always one of those people that worried about everybody else, and I've kind of reverted back to old me that doesn't really give a fuck. In the sense, though, I'm a very caring person
Absolutely.
and all of that, but I just have stopped giving energy to things that don't give energy back to me.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of realising where that energy needs to go. And for me, it's in my children, it's in my husband.
Yep. And your business?
It's in my business. I had to finish studying while I was in COVID too because, I'm studying to be a youth worker.
Yep.
And I said that I'd never study again, but now I want to do my counselling degree.
Isn't that funny how it changes?
Yeah, so I will do it. Don't know where the hell I'm going to find the time, but
I think if you're passionate about it, you find the time.
yeah, and I think I just want to learn more. So I'm going to be enrolled in a body image course. I want to do a mental health first aid. I want to do my counselling. Yeah, because I think I have more to offer than just my styling side of things. I really want to educate people and use styling as an added thing rather than styling
Well, you've
being
learned so
the
much
thing.
through that styling. As you said, it's like being a counsellor most of the time.
Oh,
It's,
yeah. So it's kind of looking at the wholeness of style rather than a styling from a
just the
fashion
the aesthetic side of it.
perspective.
Yes, that's brilliant. The other thing I learned this year, which I don't know if anyone's going to agree with me on this one, that it's okay to win. And I think I've learned that from my daughter. So my kids are highly competitive in sport, and she got very frustrated this year with being part of a team of teenage girls that were like, oh, yeah, well, whatever. But she goes, why is it not okay to want to win? Why is it not okay to put all your energy in? And yes, you're going to be disappointed if you get a loss. And I feel the same way. I want to win at everything I do. I'm highly competitive, as you know.
I haven't worked that out.
Noticed that. I put 100% into what I'm doing because I want to win. And I think some people just are happy with that mediocre. And for me, that's not okay. And I'm happy to announce that I want to win at everything that I do.
Yeah, and I admire that about you. You're a real go-getter. I mean, you have really inspired me to kind of keep going because
thank you.
You're just I get these random messages of all these things you've done and I'm like, fuck, I haven't even done the washing and you've sent all these messages of all these things you've accomplished.
So I used to be embarrassed by that, or I'd hide it, or I wouldn't put my energy into it, and this year I'm like, fuck this, I'm good at what I do and I love what I'm doing and it's okay and I want to win.
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
That's a really good trait to have.
And I think, he used to hide it and it's like, no, all gloves are off now. And if you don't like it, move out of the way.
Yeah. And I think for me, the other thing that I've learned is to get rid of all perception.
Yeah.
in every way, shape or form. So, you know, a perception of what my ideal body should look like.
Yes.
Perception of how many times I should be posting on Instagram. Perception of what my house should look like.
Yes.
Perception of what my relationship should look like, what my kids should look like, you know, whether I have a house, whether I don't have a house. So it's changing those perceptions of, you know, we're so stuck in this way that we need to have this
live a life a
perception.
certain way.
Yeah. And I've just gotten rid of all of that.
Chuck that out the
I'm
window.
just happy being me, and I'm happy being married, and I'm happy being a mum to my 3 boys, and that's all that matters.
That is
and
all
I'm
that
happy
matters.
being a good friend to the people that want to be in my life and take the time to be in it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think the other big thing for me this year was identifying my anxiety. So because I am literally an Energizer bunny from the minute I wake up and go to bed, that fuel is actually anxiety.
Yeah.
So anxiety for me can be positive and can be negative. And I think I've suffered from debilitating anxiety in the past with literally laying on the hallway curled up in a ball.
Oh my God, me too.
Cannot move, like takes over my physical being.
Yes.
So now I'm able to identify it in a healthy way and deal with it before it takes over.
Yeah.
But then I also am one of those people that can use that anxiety as a positive fuel, and it's taken me a fucking lifetime to work that out. And now I use it in the right way. Don't worry, it gets me sometimes, and then, you know.
Well, I think that's why I'm so big on mental health, because after my first child, I got severe anxiety and panic attacks that I couldn't leave my house.
Yeah, like people don't understand when people say I've got anxiety. It's like, no, there's actually a level where it stops you living your life.
I could only drive from my house to my mum's house.
Yeah.
And every day I would drive thinking if I just ran into that post, I would stop feeling like that way. And the only thing that stopped me from doing that was that I had my child.
Yeah.
And it took so much mental strain on to get better, because the first thing that the doctors say to you is you're depressed. And I'm like, I'm not depressed.
My doctor never said that to me. She said, look, I cannot medicate you because you're simply too bright. Like, I'm literally go all day. And she said, it'll dull the light in you. But you're going to have to go to therapy.
Got a good GP.
Yeah. And she's like, you actually have to go to therapy and talk this shit out. And you don't have all the answers because as I said, winner, competitive, want to be right. And she's like, no, you need to go and sit in front of someone who's going to tell you that you are not fucking right. And I went for 6 months, and this therapist, bless her heart, pulled me apart.
Yeah,
right. And started from scratch and went, okay, your thinking's wrong. Like you need to rewire the way you're thinking about things. And it was the best thing I ever did. And the day that she said I didn't have to come back, I was really sad.
Aww.
I'm like, I want to come back. She goes, actually, you can come back and just chat. She said, I actually get just as much from you sometimes, because I'm a question person. I want to know why my brain was letting me down. Like, why did I have that conversation in a loop in my head that didn't make sense?
Well, for me, I was determined not to feel like that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time, like, me and my husband were having sex and I had a panic attack and I cried.
That's crazy.
But I cried because I couldn't even have sex with my husband because the panic attack had taken over. So, like, full on, like that. It was bad. And the doctor's like, you've got to take Xanax. I'm like, I took it and I was like, I felt like I was bloody on drugs.
Like you were
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I educated myself. I read what anxiety was, the difference between anxiety and panic attacks. You know, I went and saw a counsellor. I did Reiki. I did, what else did I do? God, I got hypnotized and nothing worked. And so I started, the main thing that I learned was exercise.
Yes. Big one.
So
Huge.
I started walking to the driveway, coming back, walking to the street, coming back. Then when I felt a little bit better, I'd drive to the mall, go around the car park, come back. Then I'd get out of my car the next week, walk to the front door, you know, and then I'd force myself into these situations. Like, there was times where I would go out to dinner with my girlfriends and I'd just leave.
Yeah, it just takes over.
I was just like so ready to have another panic attack. It took years. And so I got rid of mine by jogging. So I'd jog.
Yeah.
So I'd go for a run every day. I'd run 5Ks. I don't do that anymore. But, yeah, that's what helped me get over it until I got to the point where I was happy enough to be able to deal with it. And so now I know when my mental health is down.
You get to the age and you know how to deal with it. Yeah. So for me too, my anxiety will kick in if I've got too much to do and too much work to do. So I actually learnt this from my daughter. I have Beats headphones with music in it, and it's not loud enough for me to like hear the song, but it's loud enough for my brain to not be able to talk to itself. So it takes it. So the music's there so I can actually think without that loop.
Idea.
So my daughter wears headphones when she works for school, like doing her homework in a room and things like that. And I think we questioned it early saying like, should she be doing that? But she works perfectly with it. And I thought if I was ever at school, that would have saved me being able to listen to just putting my AirPods in or just studying or whatever, because it just stops the chatter in my head.
Yeah, right.
So I have Beats, and if I've got them on in the office, it's because my anxiety is quite high, and I have the music just playing in the background. Music is my savior. So music in the car, driving on my own.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You saw me pulling up into the car park today. My music was pumping.
But it just takes away my ability for my brain to take over.
Yeah.
Yeah, which stops the anxiety.
Yeah.
But if it gets to the point where my anxiety is physical, like I can't breathe properly and I'm anxious and things like that, the best thing is exercise. It's nothing else.
Nothing else beats it. You can go to however many psychologists and
it's
counselling.
Getting that blood pumping.
It's getting that blood pumping and exercising and getting that serotonin.
Do you listen to music when you run, when you jog? Do you have music when you do that?
Yeah. If I exercise by myself, then if not, I just have my husband talking my ear off.
Yeah, so I work out with my husband, and one of the things that I negotiate, he has the music when we work out. He picks it because he doesn't want to work out to the 80s tracks that I've got on the playlist. He likes to listen to his music. But we work out together, and I know quite often we work out early in the morning. Either he's had a moment or I've had a moment where it's like you check in with your mental health, and it's in the gym with that music playing. Like that's the time to
I've even
talk.
seen a difference in my husband's mental health.
Yeah, from exercise.
Totally different person from just getting up and walking in the mornings. He's happier.
But it's doing
relaxed.
It together too, because we're the same. We work out. We got a gym at home, and we ex-CrossFitters, and we're all getting a bit older now, so it's kind of nicer just to do it at home.
Yeah,
but we work out together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nicer.
Yeah, I think so too.
And you chat and you talk, you kind of flirt with each other, and you smack on the bum and
my husband smacks me on the bum all the time in the most inappropriate times, even in public, and the kids are like, Dad!
I know, I get it too.
Or he grabs my boob in the middle of dinner and I'm like, stop! The kids are here.
They don't care. It's a sign of a healthy marriage.
Well, I now say when my husband rings me in the car in loudspeaker,
yes,
I go,
pre-warned.
Babe, loudspeaker. And then Marco will go, yeah, Dad, no inappropriate comments.
God, I think Adam sent me something on Instagram the other day. I went, you have to take that back. The kids will look at my phone.
That is so funny.
But it's nice that you still have that relationship and you can all do that. So the other thing I learnt this year that I can do way more than I give myself credit for. I think because this year I've gone all in, and I think all those years I thought, no, I can't do that. I can't manage it. I've got the kids, or like, fuck, I can do whatever I want. I can do as much as I want to do, and if I put the effort in, I can actually achieve it.
Yeah, I always say us women are amazing creatures because we have this innate ability to kind of balance it all. Like I work full time, I cook dinner, still clean the house, still do the washing. It takes me a little bit longer to do the ironing, but we get it done, right? And so I think if my husband had to do that,
I think that men work a little bit different. They one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Whereas we can juggle 10,000 things at once.
Yeah, multitasking.
You get used to getting. But I read a lot of things that frustrates me, saying that you can't achieve things by multitasking. It's like, well, how else the fuck do you think we get it all done? It's like, a lot of women's groups I'm part of, a lot of forums, it's sort of like we shouldn't be multitasking because it's like half-assing it. It's like, well, no, fuck you. How else do you do it?
How else do you do it?
I don't know how else you do it.
That
especially
is
with the kids.
Weirdest comment ever.
I know.
It's like multitasking is life.
Yeah, it's exactly right. That's how we get it done. Yeah.
It's like the other day I was walking out of the house and I'd forgot to do lunches, so I had to multitask, mate.
The lunch
stopped
orders,
at the lights on the thing.
Yeah, on the app. Thank God lunch
stopped
orders
at
are
the
on
next
apps.
lights. Oh, yeah, that one. Stopped at the next light. The lunch orders are ready, kids.
I was trying to say to the
multitasking.
kids the other day, we used to have this paper bag and we had to write on it. I had to put
do you
50 cents
remember
in it and
that?
you had to draw the corner and then you had to take it in and put it in your school pocket, and they looked at me like I was a weirdo.
School lunches, it cost me just as much as if I took them out to lunch.
They have sushi, they have smoothies, they have things like was the mince pie. Like it was like we used to put packets of chips in plain white bread rolls. These kids are looking at me like, Mum, what? I'm like, that was our lunch order.
Yeah,
like,
it's like the kids are, it's a whole nother story.
I learned something the other night. I thought of you when I heard this. I had a girlfriend, she's like, I want to start my book and I haven't done it. She's 52. And she said, I should have started it when I was 40. And she said, now I'm too old. And I said, well, you're not too old. She goes, no, you will, once you hit 50, because we talked about turning 40, she goes, you're tired. Like, you're genuinely tired. And so she's like, please just tell me you're going to work as hard as you can in your 40s.
Oh, right.
And I thought, that's a really interesting point because we've recently talked about that.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I just don't have it in me.
Right.
Yeah, so working hard.
Working hard.
Yeah, like you work hard. You have a full-time job. You've, your business on the side. You've got 3 boys. You work so hard.
Yeah. And I think what else I've learned is that it's okay just not to be okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to reach out and say that you're not okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to say that you're broke. It's okay to say that you're rich. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's just everything
is okay
because everyone deals with stuff differently.
Yeah.
And it's okay to say goodbye to people that you don't want in your life anymore.
Yeah, I learned that a few years ago. I've got some friends that I needed to sort of sever ties with, but I find that really hard to do. So I would literally just ghost someone, if I'm going to be honest here. Like, if I can't deal with you, you're done, you're cut off, because I don't want to deal with the drama anymore, but I don't know how to politely say you're a fuckwit and I want you out of my life. Yeah. How do you do it?
It depends. If someone really pisses me off, I'll just say, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, you're blocked.
Done.
I had a fight with a friend a year ago or so over something so stupid, but I just said, you know what? No, I'm not doing this. You are officially blocked out of my life. Yep. And I do. I block on my phone,
I'm the
on
same.
my
Like,
Instagram,
I literally ghost
on
you.
my
Like,
social media. You just don't even get a say.
Yeah.
You're gone. So I'm really good at turning off my feelings. I don't care if I've known you for 25 years. If you piss me off, you're fucking gone.
Yeah.
And I'm okay. Because I think when you get rid of shit, you enable good stuff to come.
You need new people to come into your life. Yeah,
good people to
and
come
I always
into
say
your
too, it's okay for friendship to change.
Yeah.
Because people think it should always stay the same. It's like, no, it's going to change over time. People come into your life for a reason.
Yeah.
And they will leave your life for a reason. Yeah. And it's okay to come in and ebb and flow. And
I think so too. So just being okay with everything, I think, is what else I've learnt. Yeah.
So what about 2021? What does that look like for Franki?
Better than fucking this year.
I know.
Jeepers.
We don't really, it's hard to predict. I find that frustrating because I'm a planner.
Yeah.
I write lists. I have business plans and everything's organised, but I cannot predict what 21 will be because fucking we don't know where COVID's going to be. We don't know.
I just don't know what 21 will bring. Hopefully some good stuff for everyone. I hope that it brings good stuff for everyone.
Yeah.
I think at this moment, I hope 2021 I can go away with no smoke, bushfires, hail.
Oh, what else have we been hit with?
High winds.
Oh my gosh.
What else did we get hit with last year? So I'm just hoping that we can all go back, on holiday, have a good time.
Yeah, come back to like some of the things that we've lost that we never really appreciated.
Yeah, the small things.
Yeah.
I want 21.
I want to go to a restaurant that doesn't have a fucking set menu.
Oh, or a restaurant that asks for my name and fucking phone number. Oh, it shits me.
Yeah, and I want to hug too. Like I am a hugger.
I'm a hugger.
And it's good because you and I still hug and I have friends that are still willing to give me a hug. But even, I miss that human connection with people.
I hug students at school too.
Yeah.
They'll probably take me to court for that.
No, that's all right.
But I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm hugging, mate. If someone is crying or needs me, I will
Well, we should just put a
hug.
disclaimer here. We're living in an area that has no COVID whatsoever, no reported cases.
Yeah.
And it's just...
But I just think hugging is important part of
human
life.
connection. I feel really sorry for people that have been isolated from human connection because loneliness and not having human contact is a greater killer than anything else.
I think too, because my other half family is in Melbourne and I've got a couple of good friends that are in Melbourne and they're at, I think 74 days in lockdown or something.
Crazy.
It would be hard,
Yeah.
especially coming from a place like Melbourne that is so hip and happening and, people have got such great lifestyles.
That's the reason we go
there.
there.
Yeah, and struggling. Like I know my mother-in-law hasn't left the house in over 3.5 months. And
So how's she coping with
not
that?
very well
No.
because she's a social butterfly like my husband too. But even my friend, she lives in Williamstown and, she's quite the social butterfly. She's a Leo like me and hasn't been able to. So I think it's taken a really large mental toll on them, especially for people that have like a cousin of ours, her mum's sick in hospital and she can't go see her and she's, just waiting for the time. She can't even go say goodbye to her mum if it happened.
Devastating.
Or, and I'm sure that she's not the only one in that situation. So I really feel for people in Melbourne. I've actually felt so bad that sometimes I don't post that I've been out.
Yeah, I think there's a certain element of that we don't, because we're living in such an area that we're almost living a normal life.
Yeah.
But the reality is there's so many people here and around the world that just aren't.
Yeah,
and it's
like
hard.
last Saturday night I went out and I was hesitant to post my outfit.
Well, I'm glad you did, because it was a fabulous outfit and everybody loved it.
I was like, do I post it?
You're not doing it to be spiteful, and sometimes just sharing that joy actually makes others happy.
Yeah.
And people want to know that you are happy. And the people who are feeling negative, I do understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's also nice to share a little joy in the world.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I hope people have learnt to just be decent human beings after this.
I hope so too.
You know, like everyone has struggled. It kind of leveled everyone out, right? So
time. Everyone was home.
Everyone was home.
Didn't matter how much you had or what you were doing. Everyone got leveled.
I think it's just, I hope that people learn from this and kind of better themselves.
Be better humans.
Be better humans, and let's get back to the small things that really do
make us
matter
happy.
and not
that
the
for
big
me
things.
was seeing people. Like, I realised how much I missed friendly faces and coffees and chats, and that's what I want to get back to more of next year, just spending time with people that I like and face to face, and make that phone call and catch up. And
and I think it's been hard because everyone's kind of either been in lockdown and then gone straight back into work, and
people are fatigued. I've noticed that people are tired, so I'm kind of hoping people actually get a break. Like, it feels like we just need to win here, and then people can come back energized. We met this year, and that's changed our lives.
Oh, my God, hasn't it
dramatically.
Who would have thought?
And our producer Carl's life's dramatically.
He sits here going, wow.
I think he sits here with his mouth open more than he does with his mouth. What are they saying? No, well, exactly right. Like, we took a leap of faith.
Yeah.
And maybe we could tell that story now.
Let's
about the
do
intro
that.
To our show. So the intro in our show is a little bit of a joke, but very true at the same time. So I reached out to Franki on Insta, because I've been following Franki for a while and I love everything that she wears and everything she does.
Thanks.
And I sort of like her spunk a little bit. And I actually have crazy curly hair that I straighten the fucking life out of. And I love her hair because I have similar hair, but I can't rock it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I've got to meet this chick. Like, she's pretty cool. And I reached out and said, look, don't know each other, but I think we should meet.
Yeah.
And then Franki's like, yeah, no worries, like that, And I said, well, can we meet?
Just like politely, yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, God.
Oh, sorry, here's me thinking she was actually fucking nice.
I was thinking, here's another fucking Canberra wanker that wants to benefit from meeting me in some way, shape or form.
So being on social media, we get a lot of people DMing us saying, because they want something from us. Yeah. It's never genuine. And it's like they just basically want to tap into our network, say they've had coffee with us, or to get followers, get something out of it. It's never you face it. I face it all the time too. Yeah. And you do like, fuck, should I or shouldn't I? And you get burnt most of the time. Anyway, so I've sent Franki this message, literally just genuine, wanted to catch up. And then, you tell your
and so
story.
I thought, I always say yes because I'm polite.
Yeah.
And
that's
it's
the
business.
female in you.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, sure. But then I always think of an excuse of why I can't. Genuinely, sometimes I do have an excuse. I'm not saying that it's all the time. But, genuinely I'm like, oh, no, I can't. Something's come up or anyway. And so I clicked onto your profile picture and I was thinking, oh, fucking hell, she's a CEO. She's got Louis Vuittons. I'm thinking, fuck. But anyway, something made me go, and then and then I said, where do you want to meet? And you're like, Kingston. And I was thinking, of course she fucking does.
Full disclosure,
she wouldn't want to come over to like North Side or anything. So I was like, okay, sure.
Yes, I live on the rich part of town. Actually, I don't. I literally do not. My office happens to be in that posh part of town.
So I was thinking, okay, great. I have to go to Kingston at 9 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, so I was like, right, I'm going to go. I'm going to meet her. I don't know why.
I don't know, but when Franki rocked up, it was amazing. She was as she was on Insta. So for me, it was like, yay, just Franki's here. I was so excited.
And I rock up and I'm like, oh, my God. She's like got her hair in a full ponytail, this fur coat at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Sorry, faux fur.
Faux fur. And I was thinking.
I did have a fur coat on.
I was thinking to myself, what the fuck? I was like, oh, my God. So I was thinking to myself, okay, think of an excuse. Think of an excuse that you can say in like 45 minutes that you have to go. Please. That's what I was thinking when we walked in there. Anyway, I sat down. I said to her, look, I'm going to be really honest with you. I said, I'm very upfront and I swear a lot. And then Michelle goes to me, oh, fuck, I've been holding it in all day. I was like, Oh, she was normal. I was like, I literally thought that you were one of those rich bitch stuck-up snobs.
You did.
And then we just, as soon as I said that, we clicked, didn't we?
We did. It was just,
and then
we both found mutual hatred of something else. And I think you dropped that C-bomb and I'm like, yeah, that was it. I'm in love with Franki.
Yeah, we're there. And then what did you say? We were like, we should do some content because
you said to me, we should do something together. And I said, yeah. I envisioned us doing like small little snippets of videos talking about how branding and style collide, how they meet, make a joint thing.
Because we had that in common, didn't we?
And then you looked at me dead in the eye and said, no, why don't we start a podcast?
Yeah, I said to you, I've always wanted to do a podcast. And you go, oh my God.
But I had never found my human.
Yeah.
And you were my human.
Yeah, I think you're my human because I'm useless at all this other stuff that you've planned.
Oh, bless.
Like, I wouldn't even know. Whereas you're like, yep, we're doing it. I've booked the studio. You have to rock up here. Yep, I've got the website going. How about you come and meet me?
That you didn't want to meet.
Yeah. How about you come here? We'll do this and do that. And you're like, are you okay with me in control of everything? And I was like, fuck yes.
And it's a perfect partnership because you're the creative, you're that personality, and you let me be in charge. Like,
I'm happy
nice.
as long as one day you don't throw it in my face and go, I fucking did everything and you fucking did nothing. So we've got it on thingy, right?
It's on tape. Okay, it's gone worldwide that I will never throw it in your face.
That you're never allowed to throw it in my face that I did nothing but show up and talk a bit of shit.
It was, and we always say we're cast from the same stone. We're different, but I think we've got the same set of values.
Yeah.
Same set of morals.
Yeah.
And I think that we've got similar life experiences, but we have slightly different takes on it. But we also appreciate each other for who we actually are.
I think what was funny the other day when you said you have to write your bio for the website.
Yes.
And then you sent me yours.
Yes.
And it was like, you swear like a sailor. You are. Anyway, it was really simple.
If you want to read it, it's on our website, guys.
Well, I read it to my husband and he goes, that sounds exactly like you. And I was like, I know. So we're quite similar in the way that we are, but so chalk and cheese in other ways.
In complete other ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess I've had enough of 2020. Yeah. I have listened to you for the last 6 episodes.
I know. Isn't that crazy? If you want more, go to frankiemichelle.com where you can find all of our episodes as normal and you subscribe to Franki and Michelle News, which is really important because you won't know when our next series is coming out unless you subscribe. So follow us on the Insta and subscribe to our newsletter, guys.
You know, this is our final episode for 2020. I can't actually believe that we've got this far and we've released 6 episodes.
As long as everyone subscribes and downloads, we'll be absolutely okay. But for now, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, guys.
Yeah, and make sure you follow us for our next series as well. So just keep up to date with our Instagram pages as well. And then you can follow us. You can go there and we'll have links to our own personal pages as well.
Yeah, we've got everything that we need. And then we got some fun things we're going to do in between both the series. So you want to stay in tune because you'll actually get to see us on little videos. But for now...
Yeah, I reckon on New Year's, let's all yell fucking Jumanji.
Get rid of this.
Yeah. And let's start 2021 with
a bang.
Good vibes.
Absolutely. And start it with Franki and Michelle.
All right. Peace.